So I made this in the process of studying for my first differential equations test because I knew that there would be one of each type of these differential equations to solve, but I knew they wouldn't be labeled. It would just say, find the general solution to this DE, or find an exact solution with an initial value problem for this differential equation. So I knew there would be at least one of each. I didn't know which one would be which, though. And some of them are going to be obvious as far as what type they are, and some of them not so much, probably. So I figured, well, the best thing I can do is try and identify or try and figure out the easiest ones first and start there. So is it linear? Because those are going to have a pretty obvious format to them. If it is, yes, okay, great, then I know how to solve it. If it's not, well, maybe it's separable. Takes a little more work sometimes, especially if it's the right-hand side isn't already in two functions. But, it doesn't take much effort to split them up and move them around a little bit with some algebra. So if it's separable, great, can solve it. If not, is it exact? Well, that requires a little more effort. You got to take the partial derivatives of each function, and are they equal to each other? And if they are, then you've got to do some integrals and some exponentials and all this other stuff. But if it is, hey, great, we can solve it. If not, well, I guess we're going to need a little more effort with an integrating factor. We're going to have to test a couple different cases, which require a lot of algebra and integration and derivatives, and that's, makes room for a lot of places to screw up. But regardless, still very time intensive compared to these previous three. But if we can find an integrating factor and turn it into an exact equation, great, we can solve it. If not, then I guess we're left with using some type of substitution or transformation for a homogeneous equation or a Bernoulli equation, or what my professor calls a general equation. And at which point, yeah, a lot more effort, a little bit more confusing, but it's solvable. Great. If not, well, then it looks like we went wrong somewhere if we're constrained to ordinary differential equations. So I know it helped me. My tests ended up being just as I suspected. I had all of these. I didn't know which was which, and then I had a bonus problem, which was worth just as much as a regular problem. And I had to label all these. There were 6 different differential equations, and I had to label what type they were. And it was just bonus, but it was worth as much as a regular problem. So for a maximum of 110 points. So it was worth a good bit. And so I definitely went out of my way to try that, even before I finished some of the other ones, just because it was a little bit easier. So it definitely helped me, and hopefully you'll find it helpful as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.